Tonight, a possible cause for lung diseases from vaping has been found.
Plus, winter is making its way to the north.
And later, Miley Cyrus undergoes surgery.
Hello, and welcome to MCTV's News Update. I am Claudia Rufa.
And I'm Andrea Fresley.
Here are tonight's top stories.
The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention has just found a possible cause for lung illnesses in vape users. More than 24 patients with illnesses due to vaping have been found with vitamin E acetate in their lung fluid. This is likely a cause of the illnesses since a report from the CDC says that no other potential toxins were detected in its tests. Vitamin E acetate is an additive found in the containing products. The CDC has come out with a statement including a recommendation for people to discontinue use of products with THC. Although vitamin E acetate is not harmful when used in foods and skin creams, it is harmful when inhaled. This finding can be proven to be very beneficial as cannabis processing companies have been asked to refrain from adding vitamin E acetate to their products.
Winter arrives early in the Northeast. 2/3 of the country experienced below-average cold weather. Freeze warnings were in effect for numerous cities such as New York, New Jersey, Alabama, and Georgia, among other states, for example. Temperatures were expected to be 20 or 30 degrees colder from Montana to the Dakotas. The East Coast also experienced a cold front. New York City also experienced their first light snowfall, and temperatures were expected to be 26 degrees on Friday. With this weather, we are hoping everyone keeps warm and stays safe.
A U.S. submarine vessel that has been reported missing since World War II has recently been found. It disappeared in 1942 when it was sunk by a Japanese aircraft. An underwater exploration project found the submarine off the coast of Onawaka, Japan, after finding military documents with the coordinates to locate it. The original coordinates were missing a digit of code, which prevented it from the original being found. The crew members' families have been notified by providing closure even so many years later. From the NFL season to the beginning of college basketball season, here is Ben Pierce with the latest sports updates.
Thank you, and welcome to MCTV Sports Report. To say this season has been a disappointment for pro football in New York would be an understatement. The Jets and Giants came into their Week 10 face-off with a combined record of 3-14. However, the Toilet Bowl matchup at MetLife Stadium had some interesting implications, as both head coaches appeared to be fighting for their jobs. The Jets prevailed in a close game with a final score of 34-27. Jets coach Adam Gase's job appears to be safe for now with this interstate win, and that owner Christopher Johnson said he is willing to remain patient with him. As for the losing Giants, it is looking more and more likely that Pat Shurmur will be replaced sooner rather than later as coach in order to protect the development of rookie quarterback Daniel Jones. The biggest game of the college football season took place on Saturday as the red-hot LSU Tigers traveled to Tuscaloosa to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Both Southeastern Conference powerhouses came into the game with 8-0 records, and a victory would almost guarantee a spot in the college football playoff. The Tigers put out a 46-41 victory in an exciting contest in which they led by 20 at half. They were led by Heisman candidate quarterback Joe Burrow, who completed 31 of 39 passes for almost 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, as well as 64 yards rushing. This impressive performance might have also guaranteed Burrow to be the first overall selection in next year's NFL draft. The NBA season is well underway, and 2 historically decorated franchises are off to great starts. In the Western Conference, the Los Angeles Lakers have seemingly returned to playoff form with a 7-game win streak after dropping their opener to their inner-city rival Clippers. LeBron James has been dominating after a slow start, and newly acquired Anthony Davis has found his groove in the offense. In the East, the Celtics also hold the conference best 7-1 record with a 7-game winning streak. Boston has thrived with new point guard Kemba Walker replacing Kyrie Irving, and Gordon Hayward has been the second-best scorer in his second year removed from his horrific leg injury. If these squads keep up their current pace, they will both be destined for high playoff seeds. The college basketball season began last week, and Marist Med's first game was a great tone setter for the rest of the season. The Red Foxes kept their opener with Virginia Military Institute close as they consistently trailed throughout the first half due to the 3-point shooting of VMI. However, they closed the gap in the second half as they outscored VMI 28-9-18. Point guard Mike Kubich made a game-winning layup in his first game playing for Marist that put his team up by 2 with the second left in the game. Kubich was the game's highest scorer between both teams as he finished with 19 points and 7 rebounds. The final score was 58-56. Marist's next game is the home opener against Hartford on November 12th. Marist football fell to 3-6 on Saturday as they lost by 24 to Dayton in Ohio. Marist showed promise early on offense as they answered back Dayton's opening score with a touchdown drive of their own. However, the defense struggled from that point on, especially in the second quarter. Dayton scored 3 straight touchdowns through the air, and Marist's offense could not keep up despite a decent performance themselves. The final score was 59-35 Dayton. Dayton has been the superior team in the past and present, as they have a 6-3 record this season and are 9-2 against Marist all time. This is all I have for today. I am Ben Pierce. Thank you.
The ride service Lyft is trying to push for car ownership to be a thing of the past. It is common for a typical American household to have 2 to 4 cars. Lyft is planning to create a system where the company helps you sell your car in turn for free rides from them. Lyft has partnered with Carvana, a company that will help them place a value on the cars that the customer wants to sell. This past week, Lyft started their program called Ditch Your Car, offered to users in Los Angeles and San Francisco. In this program, customers will get money for rides from selling their car and 3 months of its Lyft Pink subscription for free. Although car ownership costs are continuing to grow, Lyft still thinks this program can be beneficial for users who won't have to pay for car insurance and car maintenance fees.
Miley Cyrus, singer and ex-Disney Channel star, recently underwent vocal surgery. She went into hospitalization for tonsillitis last month and was advised to have surgery to prevent damage to her voice. Fans will now have to wait for her new music, as her recovery will take several weeks. Her new boyfriend, singer Cody Simpson, visited her with guitar and flowers. Cyrus did an Instagram story with the photo saying, "Arrived with roses and guitar in his hand," with the hashtags "I'm not crying" and "You're crying." We hope Miley recovers soon.
A woman seen trespassing in the lion's den at the Bronx Zoo has been arrested this week. In September, Maya Autry was identified as the woman who entered the lion enclosure at the zoo. Many onlookers video recorded her walking up to a lion saying, "I want to get closer to him," as she waves to it. Neither the woman nor the lion were injured. After being taken out of the enclosure, Autry posted a picture of herself with the police officers to Instagram. Then she took to Instagram to say that she was going to the Barclays Center to turn herself into the police. Detectives went to the area and arrested her as she wore an NYPD shirt at the time of her arrest. It is unclear if Autry has an attorney. The Bronx Zoo has made a statement including that they have a zero-tolerance policy for trespassing and violation of barriers.
That's crazy, the fact that it's crazy that no one was hurt.
Right.
That was something that really blew my mind. Well, that's all we have for you this week. I'm Andrea Fresley.
And I'm Claudia Rufa. Thanks for watching and have a good night.